And I said, come over, come over, come on over, you'll say.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Town of Portland podcast. We are in our new digs here, different from our old digs at Portland High School in the new podcast studio, and we've got a trifecta with us this afternoon. We have our First Selectman, Mr. Ryan Curley. We have also our Director of Public Health from the Chatham Health District, Mr. Russ Melmed. And we also have a newbie in town, who is the new library director, Miss Jen Billingsley. So welcome all. Don't all speak
Good to be here.
It's great to be here. How are you doing today, Dave?
We're doing it. We are doing it. We're getting ready for the fair. I'm entertainment chairman out there, so I got more balls in the air this week than I can count. But anyway, good. So, Ryan, tell us what's happening. We had I think a refreshingly short Board of Selectmen's meeting last night, which was nice. So give us the down low.
Yeah, absolutely. No, we had a nice meeting last night. Of course, we were productive. It was good to get a lot done quickly sometimes, and that was the case last night. But certainly I do want to touch on the Portland Fair first, because I know, as you mentioned, Dave, we are very excited to have the Portland Fair back again this year. I know that I would say a few people have put in a lot of work to make this fair happen. And I just want to encourage everyone listening that you should go down, you should attend the fair, and eat as much food as you can. I know I will. I'll be down there. I have no problem indulging when it comes to fair food.
There we go.
Looking forward to it. But so I hope to see you down there. I know I'll see you, Dave. You'll be down, as you said, entertainment specialist, I hear.
Yeah, one size fits all. Any job necessary.
There you go. Well, I'll see you down there. I'll jump right into it. We have a lot of projects going on right now, and we're excited about a great deal of things. So I'm glad that Jen could make it today. Jen is our new library director.
Yep.
Jen has been here for now, I believe, approximately teetering on 6 months. 6 months in like 2 days, 1 day.
It's something like that. It's very close.
And Jen has done a fantastic job so far. We're thrilled, that we have her. And so from that, I will say one of the projects we are working on is over at our senior center.
Yep.
So you may recall we had received a grant back in February. I want to say it might have been last year now.
Yes.
But we had a $725,000 grant from the Department of Housing, and this was to totally reinvent our senior center, particularly in the kitchen. We've gotten a brand new state-of-the-art kitchen. We have new HVAC and air handling units, which I'm sure Russ will appreciate, because
fantastic.
If we learned anything from COVID, it's how important our air quality is. And we just had the tour of all of the new equipment earlier this week, and these air handling units, they're on 24/7. They're constantly recycling the air, and they don't use a lot of electricity because they're always on. They can always tell when they need to kick up more. So it's really, really cool to see this state-of-the-art technology over there thanks to this grant. The kitchen looks fantastic, and also I'm going to be posting pictures soon of all this, and we have a ribbon cutting event coming up. I believe it's October 24th. I want to put that date out there. Everyone is invited. We're going to have the commissioner of DOH will be attending, and it's at 11 a.m. on October 24th. So we're very excited about that. And the last thing over at the senior center is the generator. And
Yes.
The generator is big. I had no idea that this generator was going to take up as much space as it does, but it looks like it can power the town, let alone the senior center. And it's going to be great when we need that for emergency purposes. We're going to have a warming, cooling shelter. We're going to have that capacity that we can offer our public, offer our seniors, and it really is a cool thing. So I'm very excited about that. And so next time you're over there, take a look. Another project that we have currently going on right now is on Hilltop Drive in Portland.
Yep.
We are currently repaving, and we're going to be milling and paving the road on Hilltop Drive. And while we're there, we are taking out the water lines, and we're replacing these aged water lines on Hilltop Drive as well. Because what we don't want is to pave a road and then have a water main break and then have to
Go
dig
back
up
and dig it up.
our newly paved road. So we're going to get that done while we're in there. So if you live on Hilltop Drive, you have a little disruption right now, but it's going to be well worth it. And that is the plan, to keep doing that, because we have a lot of old infrastructure in town. Many of our lines are over 100 years old, and it is very costly to repair. So we're going to keep chipping away at them. And so speaking of water lines, the town did receive a steep grant on Friday for $500,000. And this was a very welcome news on the grant. I'd like to thank Ryan O'Halpin, our Public Works Director, and our town engineers over at Jacobson for their assistance with applying for and getting the prep and the plans necessary to apply for this grant. Also, Tom Robinson, of course, our Finance Director.
Commander numbers.
Commander numbers. And so right now, this $500,000 grant has a $100,000 match from the town. We have a town component. And what we're going to be doing is we're, again, replacing water lines on High Street. So we did replace the water lines on High Street going from the high school towards Valley View not too long ago. But now we're going to be going the opposite direction towards William Street, heading towards the Bartlett Hills community. And the plan is to replace all of those water lines so then we can, again, mill and pave the road and have that. We may need to reclaim the road. We're going to have to see how that all shakes out. But overall, it's a $1.8 million project, so this funds us about a third of the way there. So we'll continue to look for grant funding as it's available to fund the rest of the project. Also, I want to highlight the connectivity grant that is going on right now. We have a lot of projects going on. Everything all at once seems to be happening because it takes so long to design the works and design the plans, and then all of a sudden everything's ready at the same time, and now we got construction all over. So we have sidewalks going in down on Freestone Avenue, on High Street, over to Marlborough Street, then Airline Avenue and Riverside Street are all getting new sidewalks. There's getting new crosswalks and bus stops as well. So this is a really great connectivity project that's going to improve walkability in that entire area. So we're very, very pleased with that. And that is a state connectivity grant that was awarded back in the beginning of 2021 is when we received this grant. So that's a great thing. And as you know, we have another grant. Last year we were awarded a steep grant as well for sidewalk replacement on Main Street. Our engineers are still working on those plans. We expect that work to begin in the spring. And lastly, I believe it's lastly, on 248 Brownstone Avenue, I always like to talk about our remediation efforts that are over there on this property. Now, we have been working with Ty and Bond as well as our contractor, Enviro Consultants and Recyclers. They have nearly completed the remediation, but as I believe I mentioned in the past that we did find a surprise. We found several surprise oil tanks. When, you never know what you're going to find when you remediate.
Start digging.
You start digging and you find, we struck tar is what we struck.
Black gold.
Black gold, about 2,000 gallons of tar. And so what Enviro had, they had this creative idea where because of the consistency of the tar, it was not quite solid, but it was not quite liquid. So it would be very costly to remove the tar and to transport it, to dispose of. So one thought that they had was to potentially use the tar on the site to potentially pave the site or cap it with some chip seal. And so they did a test of a small area a couple weeks ago, and they determined that the consistency is actually very good for this. So we may be able to use this tar as a product and actually use that to cap some of the site. And we do have to go through approvals at DEEP to make sure that this is all legal and we can do all this. But it is a good use of this tar because otherwise, we would just be shipping it out at an expensive cost. Whereas here we're actually getting a product. And the intent behind this is to make the property as attractive as possible for development, because at the end of the day, we're spending all these grant funds on remediation in order to get this back on the tax rolls or generating some revenue for the town. So we're very excited about that. So
how much are they knocking off the price? This is value engineering, right? Using stuff right there they didn't know was there. Bottom line,
I believe they're doing it. I think they're doing it at a cost, but the tar is free. The tar is free. So anyway, it's a good project. We're going to continue to work on that, and that's really it. Aside from Brainerd Place continues to move ahead. They're framing
Yes.
now. They're I think they're getting close to doing the second story.
Yep.
If they haven't started that already. But that's been really, really great to see a lot of progress on that.
And he even started, I believe, putting the sill plates for the Starbucks too.
Yes, Starbucks will be coming very soon now.
So your $7 lattes will be pretty available pretty soon.
You might not be able to retire if you're going to afford those lattes.
I know. I'll have to keep working, for Christ's sake. My Social Security won't cover it. Anyway,
That's it for me. Thank you all.
also, Ryan, you might want to mention the track is coming along very well.
Yeah, that's a good, actually, and I made a mental note today to visit it on the way out of here. So it's October 5th today at the time that we're recording this, and we were supposed to be done around now. That was the goal for early October. Unfortunately, the weather has not been anyone's friend this season at all, and so they've been a little bit behind on account of all the rain that we've gotten. But really, the concrete slab of the track is completed. The post-tension base of that track is all done. The bleachers are back. The fence is back. The drainage is all done. So they are very close to completion. They still have to do the rubberized surface of the track, and then they have to paint the lines. That's really it at this point. Everything else is pretty much done. So I'm really looking forward to another ribbon cutting. We actually had to buy some big scissors recently because of all the ribbon cuttings that we have planned and coming up. We have a lot of exciting things.
is it hard to find people to borrow them from? You're just like, well, we do this all the time now. Let's just invest in our own giant pair of scissors.
It was about $30. I said we could swing the scissors.
But we're going to rent them out now.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. If you need to borrow any scissors, just let us know.
I hope one
no
day.
cost.
Thanks for that.
All right. Thanks, Dave.
All right, great, Ryan. All right, now moving over to Mr. Melmed. How you doing, Russ? So you've been behaving yourself?
Yeah, busy, but behaving myself, coming out of a busy summer season. And, for me personally, I love the fall. It's one of the reasons why I'm happy I live in Connecticut. So I love it. The cool evenings, the warm days. It's just my favorite time of year. So Personally, I'm enjoying myself, even though I've got no vacations planned.
Uh-huh. So, that being said, did you have a nice holiday last week?
Wait, which holiday are we talking about?
Rosh Hashanah?
Oh, Rosh Hashanah, that was 2 weeks ago. Yom Kippur is more of a somber holiday, but yes, I atoned for all my sins. I've got a clean slate in the eyes of the Lord.
There we
and,
go.
I'm ready to tackle another year and sin a little bit less this time. So,
all right, fantastic.
But the health department's really busy. Our busy season really is 10 months. Things don't really slow down at the health department until, December. And then we sort of get a little bit of a break because building slows down, and all these fairs and festivals and temporary food events, they kind of slow down also. But no, we're cooking. We've got some grants, so we're cooking on the community health side. Really happy to have gotten a grant from the State Department of Public Health to do some really exciting chronic disease self-management programs. We're going to partner with some physicians in town, actually. Dr. Kenta Beebe, who's a physician in Portland. We're going to be partnering with him to do some chronic disease self-management programs, blood pressure clinics. So we're really excited about that.
Great. Now, you were able to, I think with some of the grant money, you were able to hire on some more staff, correct?
We were, yeah. In particular, we've gotten grants. So our community health team is twice as big as it ever has been because of grants. Even on the environmental health side, we're funded for a part-time food inspector through a grant. So we're up roughly 3 full-time equivalent positions because of grants than we've ever been. So really great. It's exciting that we've got a good team together and we've been able to do more without burdening our towns for more money. So That's always a good thing. This chronic disease self-management, this block grant funding we're getting is for 5 years. So, that's sustainable funding at least for the next 5 years to keep some people employed doing good work in the community. On the other side, environmental health, the grants we've gotten have enabled us to hire staff, go with the new cloud-based inspection system. So really excited about that. People can go online, they can look up inspections from their favorite restaurants in town, or their salons, or daycares, campgrounds. They can go on and look that stuff up on their own. So it allows us to stay accountable to taxpayers.
Yep.
It allows us to look at, how we're performing internally because of all this data we're able to collect. And grant funding, if we had to ask our towns for money, we're talking about roughly $500,000 over 3 years to do all this work that we haven't had to ask our towns for.
Absolutely.
So for us, it's transformative. Our annual budget is about $1.3 million. So when we can get $500,000, that's a huge amount of money relative to our operating budget.
Wow.
So, we've been really, really fortunate to get a lot of these grants to do this work.
Great. Now, when we first started doing these podcasts, Russ, I know they were 90% consumed by COVID. So tell us the status of that. I know it's gone and it's coming back. So what's the status there?
I think the status is we're sort of normalizing COVID. We're living with COVID now. We understand the risks associated with COVID-19. We've got some really effective vaccines. We know how to prevent COVID-19, not just through vaccination, but through personal protective measures. So, we're seeing COVID start to increase in terms of hospitalizations. There's an updated vaccine that people can take advantage of. We're going to be running vaccine clinics throughout the month of October and November in Portland and all our towns. So if you're looking for a vaccine, you can go onto the Chatham Health District website. But, at this point, the disruptive nature of COVID-19 has really abated. We're not telling people to do anything other than if you're sick, you probably shouldn't be going to work or school.
Right.
In terms of testing for COVID-19, it used to be if you have a sniffle, make sure you get tested. It didn't matter who you were or what you were doing. The recommendations on testing have sort of moderated a little bit.
Yeah.
Now what we're telling people is if you're sick and you're somebody who might benefit from treatment for COVID-19, you should probably test because those treatments are effective early on in disease.
Right.
So test to find out if what you have is COVID-19. If you're somebody who spends a lot of time around other people who are particularly vulnerable, maybe you should think about testing because you might not want to be around those particularly vulnerable people if you know you have COVID-19. But the days of if you have a sniffle, test, those are kind of over. And, the days where we're recommending that, if you have a sniffle, you stay home from school, those are kind of over. If you're really sick,
Stay home.
stay home. If you're not really sick, take personal protective measures. If you want to wear a mask, think about wearing a mask.
Yeah.
That's kind of where we're at with COVID-19 and other viral respiratory illnesses, flu, RSV, which impacts our youngest, most vulnerable residents. They're all kind of converging at around the same time, and you never know. So just be careful if you're sick.
How many variants are we up to now?
Oh God, I've lost count, Dave. The variant that's still dominant is Omicron. But there are subvariants of Omicron, and I'm not going to get into the whole lineage, but XBB1 is what we're dealing with now, and, it's pretty good as other variants have been at evading the immune system, so, get your vaccine, and you should be okay. The vaccines are really effective at preventing you from getting sick.
Great. Now, as far as in relation to the test kits, are they still available for free, or what's
They are, so despite many of the free stuff that people were getting when there was a declared public health emergency, like vaccines, test kits are available. You can order them through, I think, covid19.gov. You can order them through the mail. So you can get up to 4 kits per household. I encourage people to do that now so that they have kits on hand just in case they need them, not when they start to get really sick. So order those kits now while they're available. Also, Chatham Health District has a small number of kits. We're making them available at public events that we do. We're out in the community all the time. But if somebody is desperate for a kit, they really need one, give us a call, 860-365-0884. You can come on down to our office. We'll give you a free kit also.
Great. Thanks, Russ. All great information. Also, when you guys get a chance to do the vaccine clinic in Portland, let me know and I can get it on the website.
Okay, absolutely.
Then we can go from there. So excellent. Thank you, Russ. Good to see you in person.
Yeah, good to see you too, Dave.
Anyway, now over to our trifecta. Okay, the new kid on the block, and Ms. Jennifer Billingsley, who is the new library director that took over for Ms. Jan Nocek, and I I guess 6 months. I think you're still on the honeymoon. What do you think?
I hope so.
You hope so. Anyway, Jen, so what's happening at the library? I think
We're busy.
I'm sure you are.
It's wonderful. So I've really loved my time here at Portland so far. It's been a beautiful almost 6 months. So I have a couple of things that I wanted to hit as far as some upcoming things that we have going on.
Sure.
One of the biggest things that we have right now is that our strategic/long-range plan for the library is set to expire. We're done with the last one that was happening at the end of this calendar year, and so we are in the process of creating a new strategic plan for the next couple of years of the library to guide the vision and the direction that we go in. And the most important part of that is getting feedback from the community. So we do have 2 public crafting conversation sessions. So we want to make sure that the decisions that we're making reflect what the community wants. And so those are going to be Tuesday, October 24th at 6:30 p.m. and Thursday, October 26th at 1:30 p.m.
Okay.
So definitely register because we only have a limited number of the crafts, and I want to make sure I have enough light refreshments.
Okay.
But we definitely want feedback for that. It's going to be making a small pumpkin coaster.
Nice.
Leaning into the seasonalness. And just to share your thoughts, and if you can't make it to that, we are going to have a survey that's going to go out. There'll be paper copies at the library and at a couple of other key locations. And I'm hoping that maybe right after this podcast, maybe the following week after this goes live, we'll have a link that we can share out with people as well.
Absolutely. We'll put it in a link. Absolutely.
Thank you. The big other thing that we have coming up is that the Friends of the Portland Library's annual fall book sale is October 20th through the 22nd. So the members only preview is going to be Friday, October 20th, starting at 3 p.m. And it is members only, but you can become a member that day and come in and take advantage of the sales. So that's the preview books. It's going to be $10 per bag of books.
Ooh.
So please take note, teachers or other people that are doing small classroom library collections. This is a great opportunity to stock up. And then Saturday, it's going to be 10 a.m. until 11:30, and books are going to be $10 per bag. And Saturday, 11:30 until 1, books and DVDs. So it's books and DVDs are each the $10 per bag. But then Sunday is clearance. So all items, it's $3 per bag and $2 if you're a member. So
As much as you can carry.
yeah, please take it away into your homes. Books need to be read. That's their whole point. So that's the big things that we have going on.
Nice.
Another thing that our Friends of the Library doing is our Nifty Knitters group that meet every Saturday at the library are donating some handmade knitted goods to the Friends, and we're going to do a silent auction for those. So keep an eye out for that. We're really excited. And our Nifty Knitters are definitely open to new members. If you're looking for something to do on a cold, dreary Saturday coming up, feel free to stop by. They're very friendly and lovely. And definitely keep an eye out for that auction that's going to be
Maybe
coming up.
that's an opportunity for me after I retire, Ryan.
I'm surprised you're not knitting already, Dave, to be honest.
A nifty knitter.
Nifty Knitter, do it. The alliteration makes my heart very happy. Yes, crocheters are also welcome. It's not just knitters.
Nice.
They wanted to make sure that we shared that.
You have options, Dave. It's good to know.
It
See,
is
there we
truly-
go.
You're gonna have to get some rehab going with your wrists. So
Oh,
that-
yeah.
Exactly.
See, but that's-
The battle scars.
Oh.
My God, it's crazy. I understand. Also, we got a couple new staff members over at the library.
Yes, so our new admin assistant has started. Kim is amazing. I feel so lucky to be working with her. She's doing a great job. She had big shoes to fill. Amy moved over to a full-time position at the assessor's office and has just been so generous with her time and her energy and her knowledge. So we're really
Sure.
grateful to Amy for many years of service. But Kim is doing great, and we're so happy
Great.
to be working with her. And also, we do have another retirement that's going to be happening, and so there's going to be a job posting live. I believe it's live this morning on
Yes, it is.
the Portland town website. So feel free
Yes,
to
it
check
is.
that out.
Absolutely. Fantastic. All right. Well, books are good. Now, as far as in relation to a lot of, I know we talked a little bit off air and so forth. Have you been getting any, as far as book selections in the library, as far as feedback on what to have, what to not have? And I know that has become an issue in a lot of libraries across the country.
Across the country, definitely across the state as well. It's definitely there's an uptick in book challenges statewide. I'd say, our collection is is solid. Jan did an incredible job, and the team at Portland has done a really, really excellent job with the collection as it stands. And so I'm kind of following in those footsteps. And if community members have concerns, they can follow the process for issuing a challenge, and we'll take it seriously.
Sure.
Because we do want to respect, as I was saying offline earlier, that if there's a book where there's a dinosaur that's no longer that kind of dinosaur, did you know Brontosauruses are not Brontosaurus? They never existed.
What?
I'm
Really?
still not over Pluto
I
not
know.
being a planet.
And so if there's a book in the library where Pluto is a planet, please let us know. But
Hilk.
oh my God, Dave. So there's if we're very open to the feedback, but we have not had any book challenges in
Nice.
Portland since I've started. So
Fantastic. All right. Sorry for the Pluto invitation. I don't know, just whatever.
it was excellent. Great job.
All right. Anybody else have anything else that they would like? Oh, I know you have some info.
So I have one other thing that I wanted to make sure I
Sure.
shared. So through the support of the Connecticut State Library, Portland Library card holders now have access to the Palace Project. Other libraries across the state definitely have this. So basically, it's an app for your smartphone or your tablet. You download it. You tell them what library you're at,
Okay.
and then you get access to all of the state resources on top of our consortium and our local resources. And so it's just this, it reaches in and it pulls titles from Libby and Overdrive. You still get to use you get the same breadth of the collection that we've been maintaining, but then you also get copies that the state is doing. And so that's right now our featured collection on the Palace Project is all local Connecticut history, which does include a book all about Portland by our very own native son, Bob McDougall.
Yes.
But those are on top of all of the other resources. There's also, so if you're looking for something, if you're an audiobook compulsive listener like I am, you can check that version of the catalog and it'll tell you what you can check out and wait for. But also there might be a copy of that the state has purchased that you can kind of jump in and grab a copy of ahead of the wait list for everything
Well,
else.
you also have a QR code. So is that QR code available on the library website?
Yep, but the link to the Palace Project is right there, and I can send it to you as well, so it
Fantastic.
can be all right in there. So, but I have a couple of little palm cards. I'm going to ask the state for more of them because they've been really popular. I'm excited.
Nice.
Awesome. Well, I should have said also that I mentioned that we've got this system where people can look up inspections.
Okay.
So if anybody is interested in looking up a recent inspection in town, they can go to www.myhealthdepartment.com/CHD.
Okay.
And they can look up an inspection. We've only just started using this cloud-based inspection system, so if you don't see an inspection in there for your favorite establishment, it's not because we're not inspecting them, it's just because we only just started populating the system with inspections. So give it some time, but there's a lot in there already that people can go check out. And for the fair, I think we're approaching 20 food vendors.
Yes.
Chatham Health District is going to be out there Friday inspecting all those, so you can rest assured that the food will be safe because we're inspecting all those.
Yeah.
So I hope people get out there and have a good time.
And it's all low calorie.
I can't vouch for the caloric levels for the food, Dave. It is fair food, mind you, but you can always ask the vendor about the allergens. That's a new one.
Okay.
It's required that food vendors under the new code have a reporting system for what allergens are in their foods. They have to have it written so you can approach any temporary vendor and say what allergens are in your funnel cake if you want.
Oh, okay.
And they have to show you. So that's new this year that wasn't in place in previous years.
Nice. Ryan, you got?
Yeah, aside from the fair, I just wanted to put a plug in for our Halloween on Main Street event,
Yes.
which is coming up on October 27th, Friday, October 27th, from 4 p.m. to 6:30 p.m., and I hope to see all of you there. It's a really fun event. It's one of my favorite events in town that we do every year.
Yes.
Because you get to see so many people come out for that event.
Yes.
It's really nice.
And we did put that on the website, so you can check that out on the web. There's a banner on the website.
Great.
For the Halloween on Main. So it has been put on by the Youth Services, and they've done a great job. Mary Ponce started that years ago, and it's been growing every year. So
Yes.
it's a great town event for sure. Okay, I think for the good of the order, I think that about wraps it up here. All right. So, ladies and gentlemen, that concludes this episode of the Town of Portland podcast. And again, this is our first podcast in our new studio here at Portland High School. So if you'd like to be on the podcast, or reach out to myself or Ryan, and would love to get you on. In the meantime, by the way, we're also, all town offices will be closed for Columbus Day.
That is true.
That is true. So anyway, we'll see you at the fair. Thanks so much, and thanks, everybody.
Thanks, Dave.
Thank you.
Bye-bye. Thank you for joining us today. I'm your host, Dave Kuzminski. Please tune in every week for new and relevant conversations about the town of Portland. You can find us at portlandct.org or at YouTube/Town of Portland, and now wherever you listen to your podcasts. If you've enjoyed our podcast, please consider subscribing and sharing with friends. This podcast was produced by the Town Tech Educational Partnership Program, which is a partnership between Portland High School and the Portland Town Hall. If you're looking to start a podcast for your business or organization, check out towntech.org/podcast to learn more.